Hi, this is Cousin Russ. As promised in a blog post that I made yesterday, I thought I'd said that I would probably do a couple videos, short videos on the use of the task list and categories. My question strictly started with a question about use of categories both in a media workspace and a planned workspace, and I'm going to address the plan workspace and how I use it. One thing that I need to explain about how I use the task list is that I have some notes about the file itself, and in a high priority, which is one of the options, which is not on the screen at the moment. I will show it to you later. But the high priority stuff are file notes about the file itself. Medium category, medium priority, is work that needs to be done for a person or an individual. Now I'm going to scroll down a little bit, and the low category are tasks that I have completed. I've already done it. So I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it, but I do not want to delete it. And I'll show you a little bit more about that in a few minutes. But the high priority is for file notes. Medium is things that I need to do for a person. Low priority is stuff that I have completed, tasks that I've completed. There are sorting capability, and I will demonstrate that as I go. But right now, this list of 348 tasks are sorted by task description. So they're all in alphabetical order, and there's a bunch of them. And that's that. But now I want to explain why this two items are important to me. There's two categories, the data error report and the check category, are very important for the work for this file. This file was created from the Ancestry We're Related app. I took data from the We're Related app and hand entered that data from the app into my database, into this database. What was important to me and why the task lists are so important for me is I want to stay focused on the task at hand. The task at hand was get the data manually entered into my database. If I saw something that wasn't quite right, like this second one, says check as the category, and I will open it. What I noticed when I entered the data that there was something wrong with the birth date. That's just my observation. I don't want to go fix that. I don't want to look at it again, but I don't want to forget it. So I just went into the People Workspace Person View, which is where I was entering the data, and clicked on the Task tab in the People Workspace. And why don't I just do that? Now I'm going to cancel this. And up here in the right-hand corner, it says go to. So I'm going to go to this person. And here is his task list. So to enter that, to make that entry, I just clicked new and I typed in the entry. So I was entering the data for him, and I observed, just in my observation on data input, there was something wrong. I'm not going to do anything with it, but I do not want to forget it. Now, the one above it says data error report. And so that means that this error message on the left-hand side came up as in the data error report. I need to go fix that, but I am not ready to do that yet. So the report told me that was the error message. I put it into his task list, and I don't want to forget it. Let me go back to the check. Now, I'm going to scroll down a bit, because when I scroll down, I'm going to see a bunch of checks. Well, let me just use the other sort feature that's here. I sorted by task. I sorted by category. Now, all the checks at the top, so those are the items that I need to go follow up on. I'm not doing it right now, but I don't want to forget it. Now, when I go down here to check below, I see this first entry said birth after mother died dash now data error report. So when I was entering data, because it says check over here in the category list, I noticed that when I was entering the data that this person's mother had already died. I don't want to fix it. I entered birth after mother died. When I ran the data error report for this person, that was confirmed in the data error report. So I don't want to keep it to something that I want to look at. I know that my check, my observation showed up in the data error report, which I need to fix, or maybe I already have. In this case, I don't know the way I have it sorted. All I know is that my observation was confirmed by the data error report. This next one is interesting. The next one says birth date now conflicts. Now, I don't have any conflicts showing up here, but I want to click this funnel or filter and filter by test category. Now I am going to go down here to conflicts. I just went by it. Conflicts. So I'm going to add conflicts. So there are some conflicts, a bunch of conflicts that I need to take care of. This one didn't. This person will now have this birth date under conflicts. It's no longer my observation. It's now when I did the evaluation of the data for this person that there was already conflicts. I can see the conflicts. When I click on the person's profile, I see that I have two different birth dates, 1681, 1684. That's out of my range of errors. There's something wrong. So there's a conflict up here for this person somewhere, and I'm not going to point it out now. It's not important, but my observation was confirmed when I did the analysis for this person that it's now conflicting information. So I have a whole bunch now of checks that were confirmed by the data error report. Data error report, these are all data error reports are now conflicts. So I can see what I did with my check items. I resolved this one because there was a data entry that I messed up. So I fixed it and it shows up I resolved that error. Instead, that was a data entry error. So all of these have been resolved. When I complete them, again, when I complete a to-do list up at the top in the medium, I then complete it, and I'll show you how I do that. I bring up the task and change it to low and put a check mark and complete it. I'm not going to do it on this one because I just want to show you where these two options are. So that's how this task gets completed and the low priority. Now I'm going to click on the filter again because I'm going to clear all the categories that I have selected to start this. I'm going to clear it just to show you that I have 3,605 tasks to do, stuff that I need to do or that I have already done. I can't remember that much, but I don't want to forget my observations or reports, uh, stuff like that. Now, what I do now want to show you is that I have several items for this specific project, some items that I want to keep track of. This is a database, data analysis, or how much work did I do? And I'm going to select, I'm going to select direct and existing. And the direct and let me explain what they are. This database, I said, came from the Were Related app. How good or bad is that data is really what I wanted to capture. Was it good data or bad data? And did I already have them in my database? Now I'm going to sort it by description. This says in master. What that means is this entry was already in my master database. This database I'm creating, but when I did this work, I had my master database open on another screen. I said, I already got this person in my database. The other thing that I wanted to do was to see how far were they my direct ancestors. So as I looked at my database to see if they were there, I wanted to see what generation, how far generations went back. So as you can see, this person is in the 15th generation back. So the app gave me that person, and there were 15 generations back. There's now a whole slew, not a whole lot actually, people that were not in my existing database, which means that if I were to merge this Were Related app into my master file, I would pick up data on these people. Now, the Were Related app has already given me a lot of hints of where to go to take several of these lines back further. But you can see how far the database already gave me data back further. Now I'm going to sort by, I did sort uh, by category, sort by locations, not going to help me very much, but what will help me if I sort by person. So this person is in the 12th generation, and they're not in my master database. So that person, if I were to merge these two files, that person wasn't there. I'll go back up further. It says this person was the 6th generation in my existing database. So I can answer the question, how many people did I get from Were Related that are already in my master database? So just for grins and giggles, I'm going to get rid of one of the filters. I'm going to get rid of the direct line. Now let's look at direct line. So my direct line, there's 41 people in my direct line that were in the Were Related database already in my existing database. So again, I was very focused in getting the data into into this database, and I did not want to get distracted, but I did want to remember stuff that I needed to do. Yes, I have 3,600 tasks to do, but I'm going to do them one at a time, and I won't forget them. Right now, for an example, I am focused, if I'm going to focus on the data error report, I just click that, select data error report. So I just want to make sure that I don't have any more to make it easier. I'm going to clear the filters and then hit data error report. Click OK. I have 200 and 239 items in the data error report. So I will work at them one at a time. You can see that I've done a whole bunch already. So I can't tell you exactly how many were that I have to do. It's not important, but I will work the data error report one at a time. And since I talked about it, I'm going to just demonstrate this. One other item is file notes. And this is the file notes category. These are notes that are that I keep with this file of how I do things. So if I were to share my file, these notes are very important. They would tell you how I do things. For an example, note 12, how do I handle unknown names? It's 5 underscores. You look at my database, you'll see 5 underscores. I don't know their name. That means the surname and or given name. So I keep the file notes so I don't have to remember this stuff. I have to look at the planned workspace file notes and I know what I'm supposed to do. So that's a couple uses of the task list category. And just as a reminder that if I go to any person, these are the tasks that need to be done or have been done. The low category is a down blue arrow. That's now a conflict. The next line down is the birth year, is a conflict. So, and I can also sort those as well. So birth date is the error message from the data error report is the birth date occurred after the father or mother had died. I resolved it because there was an update from the Word related app. So I keep track. If I'm working on a person and I have new data, I know that I've either worked on it or I need to work on it. So it is my task list, to-do list. I find it very helpful, and keeping them in categories makes it easier for me to work on a task at a time or a specific piece of the database, like the data cleaning up the data error report. Just to recapture one other item, if I had the use of the check task category, these are the items that I observed during data entry. I must not have cleared all of my check marks, so in the filter, and I didn't do what I normally do, that's use the clear filter. So in this database, there are, my observation was 109 data entry things that I saw that were not quite right. And I've got 8 to work on. So I can then go ahead and focus on clearing those medium priority stuff that I have to do for these people, and I can go to clear it. It's obvious that, well, I don't know that it's obvious. I'd have to go look at the person to see if it was showed up as a data error report. But this is my observation during data entry. Hope that's helpful. Consider using the task list or to-do list categories to keep track of stuff that you want to do or that you've already done that task. I want Family Tree Maker to help me manage my database. Thank you very much. If you have any questions or comments, leave it on the blog or in the Google Plus community. As a reminder, if you request entry into the Google Plus community, the only thing I do is look at your profile, and if I don't see anything in common, I will not approve your entry into the community. I'm looking for something in your Google Plus profile that says genealogy or family history or something that lets me know that you're interested in family research and or family tree maker. Thank you very much and have a great day.